Yes, some comic book events and some things that happen in comic books that are so bad, people actively want to forget they ever happened. They really want to forget that it ever happened. You know, the comic book storyline where Peter Parker killed Mary Jane with radioactive sperm comes to mind. All of Civil War II, which was just stupid. The entire run of Zeb Wells Spider-Man, that was one also. Yeah. I mean, they're just events and certain things that happen that people just actively want to forget because they're really stupid. And I think one of those would be when Nightwing got shot in the head and became Rick Grayson. And we were all like, for the love of God, please stop this nonsense. It was a ridiculous, ridiculous story. But the thing about it is that while that was happening, while he was Rick Grayson, he met this woman who was a bartender. Her name was Bea, right? Bea Bennett. And she was just that. She was a bartender. He and her had a short relationship. And then when he got his memories back, ended up breaking up with her. He was just one of those characters that, you know, came and went, and you never really paid much attention to her. Well, of course, this is 2024, so they have to make her the greatest girl boss of all time. Trust me. I want to go through this and you ain't gonna even believe the kind of nonsense that they did. This article is from Bleeding Cool. Yes, I know it's Bleeding Cool, but still, I'm gonna go through this. Everything you knew about Bea was wrong again. Yeah, everything you knew about Bea Bennett, Captain Blood, was wrong again. Someone is going to have to spend a long time rewriting wikis. All right, let's get into this. Beatrice Bennett, or Bea, was introduced in Nightwing number 50, running the bar that Nightwing shot in the head and calling himself Rick Grayson rather than Dick Grayson. Yeah, that was very clever. So very clever. Was hanging out. It was a brief introduction written by Benjamin Percy. Yeah. So this was Bea here. He was in the bar and thing with her. This is her here, the bartender and stuff. Okay. And when it began, there was nothing more to this bartender than this, though she did seem to have contacts all over the place. All right. Again, nothing to her. She was a bartender. Okay, that was it. That came with Scott Lobdell's take on the character, making her a romantic interest for Grayson, as well as establishing her as someone who could handle herself. Okay, so she was a bartender who had contacts all over the place because she ran a bar, she might know people, and she could probably, defend herself a little bit. But a problem with it, like I said, she wasn't a character that was a heavy influence on anything. People were like, okay, fine, sure, fine. She did some stuff, sure, and they moved on. You understand me? She wasn't anything to really remember because she was not designed to be that. She was just a character that Dick Grayson, calling himself Rick Grayson, was so freaking stupid, met, and that was it. She was just meant to be like this romantic interest for him, and you moved on with your life. That was it. Right. Talk about how she had a lot of friends and all this stuff and thing, and yeah. So she and Nightwing, now called Rick Grayson, hooked up. They were together and stuff. All right. Now there were complications along the way. A Joker war here and there, but then Rick Grayson got his memory and his mind back, becoming Dick Grayson again and taking on the lessons of Batman. So he became Nightwing again. It was them thing, and then they told her that they couldn't be together anymore. They'll always be friends, and she was up and God, and that was it. And I don't ever want to see or hear from you again. This was the last we heard of Bea Bennett for some time, and that should have been it. That really should have been it. If she ever showed up again, this would have been like, he probably would have gone in the bar, and she's still a bartender or something like that. That was it. But this a character, just like every now and again. That was it. Nothing to write home about. Well, yeah, that wasn't gonna happen. The character reverted to the standard Dick Grayson as Tom Taylor took over writing the title with Bruno Redondo and Bea was no more until Nightwing number 106. With Nightwing getting in trouble and getting kidnapped before meeting his antagonist, Captain Blood, and guess who it is? Bea Bennett. Yep, Bea is now a pirate. Some pirate captain. That makes sense. Yeah, because everything you knew about her was wrong. In Nightwing number 107, set 2 years after the events of Rick Grayson, Bea was revealed to be someone that Dick shouldn't have dismissed so readily or heartily as being unable to keep up with him. Now listen to this nonsense because you're going to get this. Growing up homeless, when she was 13 years old, Bea stole a billionaire's yacht single-handedly and tried to sail it to the Caribbean. So apparently, billionaires have yachts just lying around there, and when you're a 13-year-old black girl with you're homeless, nothing, you suddenly have the wherewithal to sneak onto this boat, steal it, and try to sail it to the Caribbean. Why? I don't know. I live in the Caribbean. Maybe she just wanted the sun, sea, and sand. It's possible, but the fact that this is supposed to be some kind of origin story is beyond stupid. But it does get even more stupid. I go on. Only for it to be raided by the crew of the Crossed Keys lead Reuben Blood. He recruited and adopted her, making her as his successor, and she made the crew of the Cross Keys a force for good in Bloodhaven. So she stole a billionaire's yacht single-handedly, of course, because she could do that. Tried to sail it to the Caribbean for the sun, sea, and sand, got attacked by pirates who, instead of killing her on the spot and taking it, or I don't know, things pirates do, some other stuff they could have done to her and then killed her and taken the yacht and enjoyed herself. No, the captain apparently was so impressed by the fact that she stole this boat at 13 years old, decided, you know what, I'm going to take her, adopt her, and raise her as my successor because that is the best thing I could think of. Yes, this doesn't sound ridiculously freaking stupid at all. Running a bar in Bloodhaven, she met Dick Grayson when he was Rick Grayson, so a stupid thing, and became his girlfriend. When he regained his memories, they broke up, only meeting Bea again in a Captain Blood persona. Or so we thought. Now, as you heard, the whole single-handedly stole a yacht and sailed to the Caribbean. Now she's a pirate captain, all of that. Well, yeah, that's pretty stupid. Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse because she's also female James Bond. Right? They go on, at least that is what we thought. The new Nightwing Annual by Travis Moore, which came out when it came out, uncovers an entirely new life and history, including the truth behind her relationship with Nightwing. And not just that her real name is Destiny, because of course it needs to be Destiny. Somehow, between shifts for Captain Blood, she was an agent of Spyral, the former secret agent society of the DC universe, as Dick Grayson also once was. Yes, so, like I say, she's female black James Bond. Look at all of that. Diving the plane. And yeah, because while she was a pirate queen or pirate captain or whatever, or doing all this thing for Captain Blood, she somehow took time to become female James Bond as well. Because everything you knew about her was wrong again. Spyral is not the only agent society in the DC universe, because of course Checkmate was another, but this was a different pre-Ben this time. So yeah, and it was Bea's mission for Spyral to infiltrate Dick Grayson's life, as she also investigated the circumstance of her Checkmate mother's death at the hands of the KGB, who almost killed Grayson. So she was raised as a pirate and also a secret agent at Spyral, while also investigating the her mission was to infiltrate Dick Grayson's life. So her mission was to infiltrate Dick Grayson's life, and her genius plan was to set up a bar in Bloodhaven and just hope he walked in there one day. That was it. That was literally a genius plan, to set up a bar in Bloodhaven and hope he just walked in there one day. That was it. There was no other plan. So what if he went to the bar across the street? What if he decided he didn't need a drink and decided he was going to become a monk somewhere? But no, your genius plan was to just set up a bar, hope he walked in, hope he would fall for you, the two of you would hook up, and then you would, get information or something out of him. This whole thing makes no sense. They've completely rewritten this character's entire history to fit some nonsensical approach to wanting to make her the greatest Mary Sue of all, and it keeps getting more and more ridiculous. Expect people to believe that in between being a pirate, she was also a secret agent whose secret agent plan was to infiltrate Dick Grayson's life by setting up a bar and just hoping he walked in. That was, God have mercy, boy. But when Spyral and Checkmate went away, she did not. Of course not, because she is the greatest Mary Sue of all time. He tells her everything, she tells him nothing, but now the truth is revealed. She's basically James Bond trying to justify it all to herself. I am not sure it will work. Of course it won't work. This is absolutely ridiculous. Even now the secret origins of Bea Bennett. During Nightwing's recent pirate adventure, we learned that Bea Bennett, Dick / Rick's ex-girlfriend, is a pirate queen whose father, the quartermaster, left her an entire pirate society. But what about her life before she became a pirate? Before she met Rick Grayson, just what, and more importantly, who led her to where she is today? Backstory like no other, with tales of betrayal, love, and independence. It makes no sense, because you're trying to tell me that she was a pirate queen at 13 years old when this guy found her, decided to train her as his successor, but somehow she also had time to become a secret agent for Spyral while also being a pirate queen. And it's like, Jesus Christ, who is this woman? What is the point of all of this nonsense? The only point of what you've done with this character, it makes no sense. This is ridiculous. When she was just a bartender, it could have had some level of decency there. And then you decided, because you're a bunch of idiots, to say, hey, let's turn her into a pirate queen, even though that makes no sense. And then just to add more fuel to the fire, that also make her female James Bond. I don't know what they think this is going to accomplish, but this character is going nowhere. Nobody's going to care about Bea Bennett. What they're going to try to do is forcibly push her onto readers who are going to get sick and tired and walk away. She should have stayed as she was, a character that was just there for a time, moved on, and might show up once or twice again if it comes there. But this is ridiculous. This is absolutely and utterly ridiculous. Come on now. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.